Money makes the world go round. So, what is money? Money is a store of value. Value, right? That is time, effort, energy, resources. All right. So, you got to have faith in order for money to work. You got to have something that is backing it. Now, all you really need is faith. But faith works best when there's a little something motivating it. All right, so for a long time, there was precious metals, right? And then you would stamp coins. You would stamp coins with the insignia of a king, of a ruler, of whatever, right? So that way, if you tried mixing metals or you tried putting up false weights or whatever, and you tried impersonating that king, he would execute you if you got caught, right? Counterfeit. They used to have scales in every little village, so that way you could weigh and you could measure and figure out exactly how much each precious little coin was, each precious metal, right? You could use food as money. And that was the way that it was done for quite some time, especially if you look at old Babylonian texts, things like that. Some of the first writings were conceived and written out as farming numbers, right? So today, the standard currency is the United States dollar. And it is kind of pivoting right now because America is on the decline and China is on the rise, and they are the number one manufacturer, and everybody needs shit, right? And so the only thing that holds the United States dollar in power right now is petroleum. And the only thing that keeps it on petroleum is our military, right? Because it is not the petrodollar, it is the lead standard, right? It's not backed by gold, it is backed by lead. And if you try to sell petroleum on anything but the dollar, there will be war or assassination, or you will be taken down and a puppet will be put in your place. So for the most part, and for quite some time, other nations have stayed in line, right? Because they didn't want to piss off the big bad America, right? But we've lost quite a few wars, and we're not exactly the people we were. And then other nations become stronger as we've become weaker. And that puts us in a bit of a precarious situation here on the global stage, right? Now, Saddam Hussein wanted to sell petroleum on the gold standard, right? Didn't work out so well for him, but now China's powerful enough, and we are so dependent on them, that if they decide to purchase petroleum off of the Saudis, who's a little bit mad at Joe Biden right now for some slight offenses or whatever else, right? Plus everybody's involved for their own self-interest, right? America is obviously on the decline. We are a shit show right now. It's basically like a reality television, right? And I think that that's definitely intentional. We literally have that mentality right now, and it's a little bit disgusting. And if you're not disgusted by that, then I'm disgusted by you, more than likely. So, America being in this pitiful state of affairs, as well as China being on this rise. Now, there are a lot of weaknesses to them, and in many ways they are a paper dragon, but they look really powerful right now, and that seems to be the talk of the town. And so if Saudi Arabia and Russia and all these other countries, because Russia's doing their thing right now, they all start moving in on everything, and the dollar collapses as the petrodollar, and we can't enforce it with the lead standard, then America is going to collapse, at least to a certain extent, right? Because it's going to go the way of all fiat currencies. And the American dollar is most certainly a fiat currency, but it's one that everybody is fine with using because they need to use petroleum, right? It is a very intricate thing, and it is a very fragile thing. It's really fucking simple if you kind of break it down and look at what's going on, right? There's a whole bunch of funny money happening. The banks are creating money, the Fed just keeps printing money, and America in itself cannot create money, it can only borrow money, so it will never pay off its debt, right? And it just keeps printing money, so it doesn't really need to tax its population. So really the only reason that we're being taxed is a form of control. So You suppress your own population while extorting the wealth from this nation and making secret deals with other nations, right? And then hopefully everything doesn't all pop off in a giant global war that is more than likely the way that it happens when you have a rising power and a falling power. But we will see. It's going to be exciting regardless. So, we have more in common with each other than those that want us to fight. Most of us poor dumb bastards have more in common with another poor dumb bastard in China than we do with the people that are wanting us to fight them.